You here?
Yes.
All right, excellent. You want this one?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Okay, we do that. Here you go.
All right, we're going to see how this goes, aren't we? I think I'll take my glasses off so you guys are a little fuzzy to make things easier. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm kind of loud. Okay, so my name is Tiana, I'm a very nice lady, and this is Mark, and it's Jimmy Hoffa, so we kind of make strange bedfellows, but so we had a little bit of an interesting idea. As most of you know who have talked to me since January, I haven't really been able to talk about Greg very much. So I had this idea that I would just speak for Mark and I'd let him tell my story, because that'll be easier. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm not from England and I don't have the cool accent, but just use your imagination, and because there's some like British stuff in here. You ready? All right. I only knew Greg for the last 2 years. I moved here from England in 2020. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I met him, I thought he was on crack or something. I soon got to know his extreme highs and lows. I guess on occasions I have been the same. He quickly gave me the nickname of Jimmy Hoffa. I never heard of this guy. Greg sent me a barrage of info on Jimmy Hoffa. Greg was a true historian when it came to unions. I don't find it easy to open up to strangers, but Greg made me feel comfortable straight away. That's the British part. Before long, we had become close friends. It didn't matter what time of the night it was, he was always there for me. I remember this one time, on a cold January morning here in New Orleans. And aside, that's where he lives, I forgot that part. He lives in New Orleans. Greg calls me, let's go for a drink, Hoffa. It's 9 a.m., it's all I wanna do, not. I agreed to meet him later in the morning. He sent me one of his crazy messages. It was very specific. I was to wear a long black coat, dark sunglasses, arrive at the Abbey Bar on Decatur Street. He said, you will see a lady fortune teller at the entrance. She is sat at a table. Look at her. Do not make conversation. The bartender, look at her. Tilt your sunglasses. She is, tell her you are here to meet the nurse. Walk through to the patio. That's it. Okay, by this point in our friendship, I realized Greg is always playing someone. What he had told the staff at the Abbey was, a hitman from London is meeting me here. Do not look into his eyes. Do not talk to him. Just stay clear. Thanks, Greg. Every time I go into that bar, I am ignored, even now. As usual, he had succeeded in making me laugh. Only Greg would have thought of something like this. Moving to a new country is tough, especially at my age. He was my confidant, my shoulder to cry on, my guru in life. I have so many crazy memories of our time together. We argued, we fell out, we made up, we drank until the early hours, we put the world to right, ate at horrible restaurants, befriended other strangers, and trusted each other 100%. I often find myself smiling when I remember his laugh, that chuckle. I have lost count of the times lately when I have been stressed out and automatically reach for my phone to call him. I sometimes pretend he is still here listening. He was taken from us far too soon. On his last visit to New Orleans, he spoke about wanting to slow down, work less hours, and spend more time here in New Orleans. We even spoke about going to England together one day. All I have left is memories and a promise to him that I will continue his legacy. Here, to talk to everyone, challenge everything, judge nobody. Sure about that. Live life to the full and never lose hope. He was and always will be a legend.
God, I wish I'd have gone first. Thank you.
I did it on purpose.
All right. Okay, shall I do it in a high-pitched voice like you? Shall I try and sound like you? No. Okay, so this is Tiana's words for Greg. Have you ever watched HBO's True Blood? You know, vampire porn. Basically, well, when a person is first turned, they're considered baby vamps. They're impulsive and unable to manage their new power and make all sorts of mistakes. The senior vamp who turned them must intervene often, rein them in and teach them the ropes. The Discord app allowed me to be trained in the ways of the nurse. How I wish I had access to such important information sooner. In December 2020, Greg was reaching out often. You know how it goes, strange video clips, YouTube videos, indecipherable 1 and 2 word texts. Frankly, it was a little strange. I'd known him for more than a decade, but other than sitting near him at Easy Bar, occasionally or chatting with him here and there over the years, we hadn't really friend connected, you know. I didn't feel I knew him, and yet he was calling, reaching out and connecting. My guess is that the word had gotten to him that my life was in a state of flux, and he was being a friend to a friend in need. As we headed into 2021, the barrage began. I know you know. I mostly failed at managing the request for DIN. I mostly found the lingo incomprehensible. I requested translation many times. I almost always failed at creating a plan for us. Instead, he would wear me down, and I would comply with his demands. We began to find our way here and there in the city. Sometimes I'd pick him up and we'd drive to a restaurant. Other times I'd park and we'd walk from place to place. One time I was just following behind him, and we were soon standing at a bus stop on Division. As I reached for my venture card, I said, "Why are we getting on the bus? Isn't the place just a few blocks away?" He didn't answer. He got on the bus, I followed. We went a few blocks and got off the bus at our destination. So funny. Can you imagine? When I drove in places, he would be talking fast and pointing in every direction. Go right, go left, etc. As if I and Google Maps had no skills. I see now it is his way of taking care. As 2021 drew to a close, I found one of my biggest successes in our year of living dangerously together. I talked him into visiting my home for Christmas. It was my first Christmas in a new home after 28 years. I hope to fill my living space with many friends merry-making. When he walked through the door with Shannon, I forced a big hug upon him. He said he considered running away to safety. But up the stairs we went. It was so nice to have him there, in my home, away from the norm of the restaurants and bars. So, as it happens, I was always going to be a baby friend to the nurse. I was most certainly reactive to his antics. I liked the need to be reined in at times when I had to set him straight about something or another that he said. It was usually something highly inappropriate, at least according to his very nice lady. He could push buttons like no other. So many of you understood him differently but what I see now, that he had countless ways of taking care of others. I know that. Though we might spar and snip,